We are going to start this day with an amazing, innovative company, Immunocine. These guys are changing the game in what is possible in cancer care. And I'm delighted to introduce a friend, a colleague, a student when we were in med school together back in the day. He is one of the directors at Immunocine. He's going to give you a little bit about them, and then he's sponsoring the special person we have to come. So don't go anywhere. Thanks, everybody. Welcome, Dr. Daniel Rubin.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. I have 5 glorious minutes to tell you about Immunocine. So is anybody up for a bone broth joke? Start the morning off. Okay, awesome. So I decided I wanted to make some bone broth. So I go to the store, I go up to the counter, and I ask, what bones they would have. And so the butcher says, take this home, and really, he gives me a funny bone. So I take it home, I make it, and it turns out that it was a laughing stock. But that's not all. So my wife tastes it and she goes, "Oh wow, that's humorous." So, thank you. I got my start in immunotherapy back in 1997. And back then, there wasn't a whole heck of a lot known about the immune system like we know now. I remember using tumor lysate, so chopped up tumor, and GM-CSF and interleukin-2, and good old Jim McCoy, the father of the NK cell from the NIH, had a clinic in Georgia. I was practicing in Arizona. We sent stuff down, tumor cells down, and we got an immunotherapy back, and we treated a 23-year-old patient with metastatic malignant melanoma who went into a complete remission. And that was sort of my entrance into immunotherapy. That guy ended up becoming a naturopathic doctor and started to pay it forward. And then you fast forward 2 years, in 1999, I find myself in the world of dendritic cell therapy, Tempe, Arizona, and we were, back in the late 90s, making vaccines, autologous vaccines. It was amazing. It just didn't work quite as well as we wanted it to. And so the big question is why? What do we know now about the dendritic cell that we didn't know almost 30 years ago? Because dendritic cell therapy has been around for a long time. And the dogma about dendritic cell therapy, Immunocine, through the science and the work at University of Texas Medical Center, Baylor College of Medicine, MD Anderson, and Dr. Halpert, Dr. Matt Halpert, who isn't here today, but he is the founder and CEO of Immunocine. His work that was done about 20 years ago with the discovery of something that I want to tell you about is what changed immunotherapy, I'd like to say, forever. That's what I'm here to talk about. That's what Immunocine's about. And so, what is a dendritic cell? We talk a lot about the immune system. We talk about boosting it, stimulating it, whether it be with supplements or breath work or food or neurological treatment or whatever it is, or reducing EMF. There's a lot that can play a role in the immune function. But dendritic cells are the true generals of the immune system. They're the ones that make everything happen in the world of cancer, because they're the ones that receive information and then they pass it off to the T cells, and the T cells go and do their thing. So they are the true generals of the army. So getting information to the dendritic cells is the key component of helping somebody, immunologically speaking, from an immune perspective. So what happened in Texas? What they found is that if you load the dendritic cell with tumor information the way that biology says it should be loaded, meaning what really happens in our body, you can then get an efficient immune response. What that means is that you need a piece of the person's tumor and you need the person's cells. And you can make an immunotherapy. You can make a dendritic cell therapy. But it doesn't stop there. You have to do something called double loading, and that was the main discovery, and what Immunocine is based upon, is what's called double loading of the dendritic cells. So it's not just enough to chop up tumor, call it tumor lysate, and stick it into one pocket on the dendritic cell. You also have to take the DNA and put it in the other pocket. It's like you don't leave home without your wallet and your phone. If you leave home without your wallet, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do. And if you leave home without your phone, you're not going to be able to maybe get into your car or locate things. So I like to say you put lysate in one pocket, you put DNA in the other pocket, and now this dendritic cell is double loaded. And when it's double loaded, everything can ensue. And that's what Immunocine is based upon. And so this work is being done in clinical trials in the United States at 20 different institutions. There's a US venture. It's right now in a fast-tracked phase 3 zone for glioblastoma with insane results, and I mean insane. FDA pushed it forward to phase 3. It's in phase 2 in pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma, and then in Cancun is for our patients who can't get into a clinical trial, who don't qualify. And the idea there is it was set up as a place where people who have practitioners like yourself who are fighting cancer, who need this type of immunotherapy, and Immunocine is chock full of qualified physicians on staff, conventional oncologist, interventional radiology, internist. It's a real clinic. And if you have questions about it, because my time is up, I'd love to sit here and tell you more about it and the phenomenal results that we're seeing. I will leave you with one statistic. It's that we know that we see people who are a lot of times far down the line. People with metastatic disease, maybe it's recurrent metastatic, maybe it's widely metastatic. This is my everyday. My everyday is being in a clinic, 80% adult and 20% pediatric oncology. So, and I know we all see this. We're looking at about 35 to 40% of people in those situations who are accepted at Immunocine either becoming no evidence of disease or long-term stability. So it's a real thing. And I do want to tell you, from an ethical standpoint, Immunocine does only accept about 15% of applicants. It's really a really rigorous medical examination to figure out who's qualified. Our booth is outside. Dr. Nasha, thank you for letting me speak, and it's wonderful.
Patients who've gone to these guys and had some pretty remarkable results. Thank you.
Here she comes again.